Osiyo. I found out when you talk in Cherokee, you're supposed to have your tongue along your bottom teeth. So when you say Osiyo, it should sound more like Osiyo. I always wonder why they talk funny like that, but that's what they do. Anyway, how you guys doing? You remembering all your words? I got lots of stuff to show you, all kinds of paper stuff. I'm getting a list now, so I'm trying to remember all the words we're supposed to do. Is Adali Elisti, Adalo Nige, Adela, Adiha. That was it. Yeah. I want to keep going down the list. Do we remember what they mean? Adali Elisti means congratulations as a greeting. Adalo Nige is orange, and it can be the color or it can be the fruit. Adanela is a building or equipment given. It's kind of like English in the word sense that one word could have different meanings depending on where you put it, that kind of thing. Adela is money, and adiha is to say, as say something, or says. So, and then we'll get on to the next word after this part. I am angry with myself because we had a Cherokee meeting this weekend and I forgot to bring my camera, and it was a good meeting. It was very educational. The gentleman, his grandmother was full Cherokee, and he was never really learned a lot about the Cherokee stuff. He's kind of like me, but had more advantage of the fact that Grandma was there. She'd yell at him in Cherokee, but didn't tell him what he meant. And somewhere along the line, he decided that he needs to learn the culture and the words and stuff, because if the culture and the language and all that dies, the people themselves die. And it's been proven over and over. A lot of the tribes that were in the U.S. have disappeared because they didn't practice their language, they didn't practice their culture, and eventually the U.S. said, you have nothing to prove who you are, so therefore you're no longer whatever tribe you are, or you claim to be. And so that's kind of what happened to them. I know one fellow who's a member of a tribe of maybe 20 people are left, and so the U.S. doesn't acknowledge them at all. You have to have a certain number of people and all that kind of thing. The Cherokee, I think they said something like 2,000 people survived the Trail of Tears, and even though a lot of them got shoved out, like my family got shoved out once you got to Oklahoma, we were like, no, you gotta keep going. We were not allowed to claim ourselves as Cherokee. And so we're not allowed to talk about it, all that kind of stuff. So the culture in my family more or less just died out. And he didn't want that to happen with his family. So he started learning how to make the spears, how to make the flutes, how to make the baskets. He made all kinds, a doll, a Cherokee doll. He has learned the language. He spent 10 years learning the language, so he's got a lot on me on that one. As a matter of fact, when I was looking over his stuff and talking to him, he says, before the meeting started, he goes, well, I didn't know what you had planned for Cherokee, for the language. And I was like, well, I was just gonna, I have my list here. I was just going to go over the words that I covered this month. That's all I was going to do. And he goes, well, that's a bit advanced. I'm not going to go there. I was like, you got the show, dude. You can do whatever you want. I don't compete. I never compete. And as far as I'm concerned, his Cherokee's a whole lot better than mine. And but he told me he feels that I'm doing an excellent job in learning the language and understanding the nuances of the language, which, to be honest, I feel like I'm not doing very good. But he feels that I'm doing awesome. And so he brought a bunch of stuff to show about the culture. So one thing he brought was this thing that talks about the 7 tribes, or the 7 clans, and what each one means. Turns out that the Cherokee had something like 14 or 15 clans way back when, and they decided they didn't need that many, and the other clans were a little bit, didn't quite fit into their 7, and so they moved on to do their own thing, and they became other tribes, and that you would know of in the area. I think Apache was one of them or something like that. And so, but each clan has a significant job that it's supposed to do for the tribe, and as a whole, you had to prove when you go to their meetings and stomp dances and stuff like that, you have to prove what clan you are, and the clan you would be associated would be the one that was your, you know, the mother, either the mother or whoever your mother was. And you're not allowed to marry anybody in your clan because obviously they're all family, they're your brother or sister or something like that. And so, you know, like, and the father would go with his clan. So say I'm the animal clan, and the other one's the bear clan. My husband's the bear clan. So those 2 clans, if we have kids, they cannot marry anybody in either one of those clans. And they would, each individual would wear a belt or something with the color of their clan, so that way they're identified as where they belong in the tribe. And if you're looking for a significant other or someone to marry, then you would look at their colors and make sure you don't match, you know, anything you have doesn't match what they have. So it just makes things safe on the whole thing. And it's a very interesting, I'm going to have to really do a thing on that, but it's a very, very interesting how they do it, and I like it. The guy who ran the meeting had a list of words, and you can tell, I don't know if you can see it very well on there, but you can probably see that it's in Cherokee syllabary, as well as the phonics and in English. And we went over them, and we will go over them eventually, but not right now. And there's so many, like Wado, a lot of people say Wado, and it's Wado. And so I need to learn those kind of things, the little tiny nuances. Of course, he gave out the syllabary thing, and what I like is he did this, which breaks down the syllabary according to the vowels. This way is all the vowels, and this way is all the consonants. And it's kind of set up like the Japanese, where each symbol represents a sound, and the sound could be 2 or 3 letters in the English language. So that's kind of a thing. I saw that one. Oh, I like that. So we'll hang on to that one. And then he also, it's here somewhere. The best way to learn it is to try to have it with you on a regular basis. And now I didn't bring it with me, but I do have a pen that has a little scroll in there, and you pull it out, you pull the scroll out, and it has a syllabary on it. It's kind of cool. But what he did is he printed up these things, so there's 4 to a chart, if I can carry that, 4 to a chart, so you can cut these down and then keep them in your pocket or wherever you need to have the syllabary handy when you're looking at it. Now, just so you know, if any of you are in the Thornton, Colorado area, in September, the last weekend of September, our tribe hosts a powwow out there at a church. It's the Good Shepherd United Methodist Church. And I can see what that is right there. And September 28th and 29th, between 10 and 6 and noon and 6, there's food, there's crafts, drummers, dancers, activities. I remember them have a bunch of arts and crafts type of thing that are tribe related type things. And they have some traditional food, which is what they call it, Indian taco, which is basically a deep fried bread about this big around, and then it has a bunch of toppings on it. It's a little bit much for me. I like the toppings, not so much as the bread. And then they have, you know, mutton stew and stuff. They are also looking for donations. Evidently, they had one company that was, you know, usually contributing to them, and that company has left, and that put a $10,000 dink in their budget. And since this thing's for free, and of course it's not really for free, somebody's got to pay for all of it. They need help putting money together for the event, and their Facebook is Denver American Indian Festival shepherdchurch.org. And they have a website, denveramericanindianfestival.org. So, and that's kind of a cool thing. So I will keep you up to date on that. So we've been practicing our words, hopefully. I've been kind of naughty. I haven't really been practicing much this week. My focus has been elsewhere, but I can't really excuse myself. I usually keep my little pad of paper with all my words on it, and I run through them every day. And I get as far as Adalo, Elisi, and then I go blank. So anyway, let's get on to our lesson. Learn what the new word is, which is in here somewhere. What's the new word? That's not the words. I'll find it. Here it is. We're going to learn the word for purple. We're going to learn a color. Purple. Okay, well, here we go. We're going to learn some sounds, and we're going to learn a new word. Let's go. Na, N-A, na, N-E, ne, ne, N-I, ni, ni, N-O, no, no, N-U, new, new, N-V, na, na. Not, not, never, needle, needle, no, new, new, none, none. Da, ha, lige. Da, ha, lige. Da, ha, lige. Adaha lige. Adahalige. 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 It means purple.